I'll move mine up. We live. Yay. Yay. Hey, boys. Yay. Hey, boys. Hey, boys. Welcome back, guys. Everybody. Hey, boys. Hey, boys. Welcome back, guys. Everybody. Yeah, future viewers. Hey, boys. Welcome back, guys. People from the future. Yeah, future viewers. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think what would be good for being the first week would be a good start would be I think you briefly talking about sort of the motivation, because it directly relates to some of the things we're going to talk about today. Some of the motivations you had to creating Sundered Ages as an improvement from the traditional D&D system, whether it be 3.5 Pathfinder or sorry, yeah, 3.5 Pathfinder, 4th edition, 5th edition. Why, like, what motivated you to just make the system altogether? Like, what were some of the things? Yeah, question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. 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 Right. Mhm. Yeah. 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 Mhm. Yeah. 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 So I think, yeah, in summary, it sounds like the classless system and speeding up combat were two really big things that motivated you, right? That's in in a brief summary, but yeah, I think so. We've been talking a lot about the class versus classless system, and that's always been a big debate with people in D&D, and it still is, yeah. Um, and I think I think that's a good place to start. We were obviously talking about it on Tuesday, and we're still going to talk about it. What I think is really important, especially with lately, and I think you've noticed this too, D&D's been a little more mainstream, especially in the last 5 years or so. It's hit with, God, what's that show on right now? Harmon Quest and all sorts of other things are making it a little more mainstream. I literally saw an Arby's commercial today that had someone rolling a D20. So as that fantasy type games, tabletop fantasy games, are finding their way back into people's homes, I think one thing is, how do you make a new game um, approachable for new players? And specifically, when we're talking about class versus classless, um, class system, I think everyone can agree, it's very easy to see. It's very easy on the front end, right? You can see exactly where everything is. At level 1, this is what you do. This is all the things you can do, all of your skills, all of your powers. Everything's pretty much written down. Obviously, the restrictions come with that, but it is incredibly easy to pick up because you basically just copy it from the book. So it's nice because it's very available and easy for people to open up and start a new game of D&D or whatever it is. Then, of course, you have the people who love the classless system, but of course it comes with more complexity, and you were just talking about that. But I think with the freedom and more complexity, there's less awareness for possible skill permutations, and people trying to plan out their character is a little bit harder, especially for the new players. Strength potential, how do you know how strong you really are compared to other things? I know that a level 1 barbarian versus a level 1 rogue, in certain situations where one is going to be strong and the other isn't. In a classless system, it's a little bit harder. So I guess my question is, taking all of that, how does Sundered Ages manage to overcome the obvious complexity that comes with a classless system, while also making it available for new players and simple enough for them to want to pick it up? Yeah, or just as easy. It doesn't have to be necessarily easy. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. And I think, yeah, that's great. One of the things we ended the last stream with, we were talking about health and armor class being tied to class. I think most people can agree it's sort of it's outdated, but I don't think they can. There's certain things that you can't just pull and change because then you'll have fourth edition again, and people, you if you try to simplify some things from the original system, it's actually worse. So I think everybody agrees it's outdated, but at the same time, it makes sense in your head that a barbarian or a fighter will be more sustainable than a mage. It just like that's every game is that way. Um, so how do you keep the expectations of having a tanky class, but fight the problem of having a glass cannon. And this is something we were talking about. The squishy mage who gets to level 10 and still only has 30 health, and you're like, well, this is bullshit. I can't, like, I have to. Yeah. So like, how do you stay with the norm that people are comfortable with, but break through the norm that people still hate? I guess with those two specific. Yeah. Yeah, with health and AC more specifically, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, there's nothing wrong with dancing once a year, man. Twice would be too many. Oh yeah, the feels. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. 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 Right. Mhm. Excellent. I'm excited for the battle mage with high health versus the fighter who has low health but is a melee glass cannon, if you will. It'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah. Um. The next thing so you know how I'm always been big on feats. So I think feats are what make the class system bearable, right? That's how sort of how you make it like feel like your own. And I hate to keep shitting on fourth edition, but I have to. People don't like fourth edition because it didn't have stuff like that. If I remember correctly, 3.5 Pathfinder basically made it even better than it was in third edition and 3.5. And I would even argue, I could be wrong here, but I could argue that when Pathfinder originally came out, it had more praise and more people than when 5th edition came out. And I think I'm pretty safe saying that. I think more people. Yeah. Um. So Pathfinder made excellent use 3.0, 3.5, but especially Pathfinder made excellent use of the feat system to give people in that class system freedom of choice and make them different from other people. Um, Especially how they advanced over a campaign, you know, because I could pick the ones that had requirements and go through and kind of get towards what I wanted. Um, I guess my question is, what does Sundered Ages do to improve on something that we know already works? Or you know, did you adopt the same version of it, or did you change it entirely? Like, what's the idea on feats, and how you know what did Sundered Ages do with something like that idea? Mm-hmm. Improved initiative. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All the armor ones I know. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah, that one was great. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You die if you don't take it. You'll die. Yeah, that's yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. That's huge. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Mechanically, yeah, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah, those sound cool, and I think that's a good transition into I think what would be a good closing here. So we said how the system now in D&D, the traditional game, if you don't plan ahead, you can very likely, especially for new players again, lose sort of the effectiveness, right? If you don't know where you're headed exactly, if you become jack of all trades, master of none, and you actually have less fun, and not on purpose, of course. Like you picked the things that were fun at the time, but they're not effective. And especially when we're talking about feats right now, um, how how do how do we fix that? So I mean, we're just talking about feats now, and people making those decisions. I'm going to take 10 in athletics or whatever, and I'm going to take 10 in two-handedness. How easy do you believe have you made the system for people to be able to plan ahead to know like I want that? Do they just look at the feat list and they're like, this is what I need. I know I can get there by this level. How does it work? Hmm. 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 I want to say it's Anima, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, that's awesome. I think I don't know if you have any closing notes. I don't really have any. I think you summed up all those pretty well. Mm-hmm. I'm reading it real quick, but yeah, that was great. Ooh, that's great. Spells per day. I was actually going to bring that up today, but I'll wait. I'll wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Peace out, guys.